So I will be leaving appearance commissioners unmuted. Pam, can you hear me?
Yes, I do. This is Nathan.
Oh, hello there, Nathan.
Just
Trying to figure out who that was.
No, we just wiped them off.
Oh, this is all
Okay, we have
disinfected?
Julie
Yep.
coming in.
So we'll have to do it twice after we leave too.
You guys got it all down.
Carrie's gonna have the exhibits on the screen.
Yep.
as we
Yes.
move forward.
Okay,
25 seconds.
Oh, now it's. Hi, Julie. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I
Okay,
don't
sounds
know.
good.
I am like sequestered in an upstairs room in Waukee, Iowa. My daughter's in labor, and I'm doing my best. Good luck.
Have a good one, Grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, sounds good.
Ready?
Okay. All right, thanks. Julian started some of the meetings, so
Good to go?
so okay. Okay, we'll do this one first.
Okay.
Okay, why don't you give a thumbs up?
Okay, everybody, welcome to the May 13th, 2020 E-version of the Village of Skokie Appearance Commission meeting. You're going to have to bear with us as this is our first time formatting it in this way, where we're going to have commissioners on Zoom, the chair, and the staff in the chambers, and anybody else interested on Zoom. Before we get meeting, there's a little bit of housekeeping. I want to read a couple of announcements. First of all, until further notice, meetings of the Skokie Appearance Commission will be held electronically with the majority of the commissioners participating via remote access in order to comply with the State of Illinois stay-at-home order and pursuant to village code concerning electronic participation. Members of the public who wish to comment as to an item on the published agenda or to comment during public comments must submit their statement or question in writing to the village manager's office, and all properly submitted statements or questions will be presented and read during the relevant portion of the meeting. Written comments may be submitted by email to citizencomments@skokie.org or by mail to the Village of Skokie, Village Manager's Office, 5127 Oakton Street, Skokie, Illinois, 60077, or via the village's Dropbox location by the public entry to the Village Hall. Excuse me. Before we begin, everybody submitted their documents in some way, shape, or form, or media to the village's building department. When we do these cases, we receive comments from village staff. I will read these into the record once a case is called. Further, before each case, after I read the comment, Commissioner DeMario will swear in anybody who wishes to speak at this meeting on the electronic format. So that we'll be doing the swear-ins on a case-by-case basis. Okay, before we proceed, I want to make somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 22nd, 2020 meeting.
I make a motion that the minutes of April 22nd meeting be approved.
Anybody second?
Second.
I sit.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All right, so passed. All right, let's roll right into this. Case number 2020-011A at 7833 Karlov Avenue, Ted and Natalie Quaballo, a residential first floor addition and facade. The village staff comments are, staff has no, this is the wrong case number.
Different address.
Mike, would you like me to recap what we did on this one?
No. Okay, let me recall that. I apologize. This is case 2020-015A, from 9401 Central Park Avenue, Jennifer and Robert Miller, residential first floor addition. The comments are, staff has no objections with the revised design as masonry has been added to the proposed elevations. The 51% masonry requirement appears to be met, as the two street-facing elevations are almost 100% masonry, while the other two elevations have smaller amounts of masonry. This case came to us before in the last meeting, and I noticed in the pre-materials they did follow our direction. So if there's anybody here for that case, I'm not sure.
Do you have a front, do you have a front?
Yes, so we have Dan Tornheim, and I also unmuted user named Boy. I'm guessing that's for this case, is that correct?
You mean Miller?
Miller? Yes.
Bob Miller?
Yes, so you're unmuted, so I think we're good.
Okay, Tom, do you want to swear them in?
Sure. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so Carrie, why don't we go through the elevations? That's right, at the last meeting, they weren't present really on the Zoom, so now
Okay,
It looks
let's
like
go this
they-
way then.
yes, so that I think is exactly what we
That's
were
the back.
looking for,
Yeah, so brick here
right?
and full elevation.
Correct, and then on the other elevation on the side, they picked up a
East,
return course right there.
Yeah.
Exactly,
And then on the west
Right,
elevation.
right. So I think that conforms exactly to what we were thinking. Does anybody have any comment, or does somebody want to go right into making a motion? Or does
I'll make a
or does the
motion.
petitioner have any comment?
No comment.
Mr. Chair, real quick.
Yes.
We've received no public comment from this
Okay, great.
application.
So, somebody want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2020-015A at 9401 Central Park as presented.
Anybody second?
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So passed. All right, congratulations, thank you very much
Yes.
for your cooperation in this case.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
we're gonna move on to case 2020-017A, 8650 Keystone Avenue for Fennel Morar, a residential first floor addition. The comments from the Community Development Department are, staff has no objections with the overall design. However, for the rear elevation, a smaller gable is recommended above the previous addition, with a larger gable stepped back to cover the existing and proposed addition, so as to not create a large overhang and to potentially reduce the lot coverage. Ready for the swearing in?
Yes. Okay, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
And who are we speaking with?
You guys are speaking with Danny Alexa, the project manager from the architecture company.
Okay, thank you.
So these are the existing photos.
Uh-huh.
Neighbors,
Okay.
and then the additions in the back.
So not much of a change there.
Yeah, here and a little bit here.
Let me just, did we clarify the fact that it's in the required front yard, Carrie?
That will have to be confirmed with the zoning administrator.
On the Pleta survey, it shows a 25-foot setback, so I can only assume it's in the required front yard.
Okay.
Are those new steps is what you're telling me?
Not the step, the
support.
Oh, okay,
with the columns.
okay. So that might be some, petitioner, that might be some area of clarity that'll have to be further investigated. Do you understand what we're telling you?
Yes, we understand, but
Okay.
we're only making those 3 new steps. We're trying to reconfigure the front stairs. The main concrete landing is staying as is. The only change would be those 3 concrete steps in the front.
No, but if you look at your drawing, the
I know.
overhang and the columns is mentioned that they're new. So that that cannot be in the front yard setback.
I understand, okay.
So they'll have to do some zoning research on that, but just
Mhm.
keep in mind that there's something there. But let's go back to the addition.
Okay.
So currently it's a flat roof here, so they're adding gable sloped roof. And also here. And the addition ends here and the existing home ends over here. So there's a little bit of a setback between this facade and this facade here.
That's right, but per the comments that we have received, we are considering moving the roof, or at least the section above the new addition. We can move that back.
I didn't hear that. You can or cannot?
We will.
So this overhang is a deeper overhang than the one over the existing addition. So it's gonna be a much deeper overhang, so it was suggested that maybe a layered gable here, and then this part would be stepped back, so the the overhangs would be more uniform in depth.
Yeah, I can't, usually I'm pretty good at this, but I can't visualize what's.
So the addition is actually protruding or recessed from the back
Oh,
of the
so
other
that-
one?
So there's, all right, so that's existing.
Oh, here,
That's
okay.
existing, then this is
Yeah.
new, and the proposal has the roof line like that. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
but we will move the roof back over the new addition to be more in line, so that way there's not a deeper overhang.
So it's like
Yep.
the roof line would be
Yep.
a
we will
similar
modify
depth
it, Modify
for
it.
both.
All right. And let's go back to it.
So the suggestion was like more of a gable like that over the,
So it'll have or go back, is that what we're talking about doing? Is there gonna be this, because right now it's one full,
Yeah, but that kind of like creates like a porch beyond it, right? The addition,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
which is probably a good idea.
just on two-dimensional, that
It's hard to
looks
see
like a
it.
big forehead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's no like plane dimension, depth, shading or anything like that.
What's the material on the addition? Because what I'm looking at right there doesn't look attractive to me.
This is,
So, the material we're proposing is a cement board siding. It will be in the same color palette as the small gable infill on the front elevation. If you look at the photos
Yeah.
of the facade.
I'm gonna do a little mute there to see if that,
It just looks,
It just doesn't integrate very well at the
yeah,
back.
it just, it looks to me like, obviously, without looking at a rendering or anything like that, just look at this I mean, it just obviously reeks that it's an addition. But I think if you brought like a low course of masonry across the bottom of it, that would help not make it look like it was just a slapped-on addition. Sorry I mean,
We are trying to, so if we go back to the rear elevation, we are trying to tie into the existing section of the house with the triangular gable infill. That will be matching that will be new siding that'll be matching the existing. So
Right.
that's a way of trying to tie the existing brick section with the new siding material.
But
You
it looks
think that
like you need brick on the siding side
you
to
can't
tie
hear you, Mary
in
Jane.
the brick part of the house.
Or what about the height of the windows to make them more uniform? Is that not possible in that addition?
Well, you should also look at the side elevation, because if you do it on the back, it won't look correct on
I
the
see.
side elevation. So whatever he does in the back should also follow through on the right side elevation.
I mean, it's completely in the rear of the home. I'm not totally. What this drawing doesn't do is there's not a. Go back to the other one. I'm sorry. If there was a better line on this two-dimensional drawing above those two windows on the left, it might not look so bad. I mean, I know that that's how it's going to be. I mean, it's not showing. You follow what I'm
Are you
saying?
suggesting to add a trim piece above the windows on the
I don't
left-hand
know.
side?
I'm just saying, like,
Kind of like what's here.
I don't know. It
At
just
the end,
looks.
I don't know. Hmm.
Also, take a look at this is gonna be a bedroom. I think those windows are gonna have to be a little bit larger or lowered to be
Okay.
express windows. So it might help a little bit if you enlarge the windows in a sense that it'll take away some of the siding.
Maybe like
Okay.
these.
Not those, the one in the
No.
addition is a bedroom, if I'm
It
not
could be
mistaken.
Or sizing them
taller.
this tall, I guess is what I was
Mhm.
thinking.
Oh, I see what you're saying, to make them
Yeah.
as high as that.
Yeah,
They don't have to be as high, but they should be, they need to be a little bit lower and, to meet the height off the ground.
Mm-hmm. So, I apologize, but the window configuration was more of a reflection of what's going on in the interior, since we, wanted to keep the windows out of the headboard space of the bedroom.
Right.
But to your suggestions, we will lower those windows and kind of match them closer to what the windows by the sliding glass doors are.
I think that would help.
Yep.
Anybody else have any comments? All right, Tom, do you want to make some sort of a motion then?
Sure. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2020-017A at 8650 Keystone Avenue with the following provisions: that the rear elevation windows of the new addition be enlarged to allow for egress. You might even move the one at the edge of the addition a little towards the center as much as possible. It looks a little lopsided. That the new siding match the existing, and what else? Did I miss anything?
Can I, add something, Tom?
Yes, please.
I think the architect mentioned that he might be okay matching the height of the window in the family room.
Of course.
And then the other one I want to add is that, to confirm with zoning for the,
Front end.
the front covered, stoop.
Thank you. Sorry for forgetting.
Okay.
Okay, let that be read into the motion as well. Nate's comments. Where does anybody second?
Second.
Anybody, all in favor? Anybody opposed? No opposed, so passed. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We're going to move on to case 2020-018A at 9414 Keystone, Wenrow LLC. That's an interesting name. Residential first floor addition. The comments from the community development are: staff has no objections with the overall design. It is recommended that the existing brick from the rear elevation be reused to patch the openings of the existing house, and new brick to match existing be used on the addition. Technical items to be addressed include a pin consolidation. The petitioner on the line, so we can swear you in.
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see what we have.
Mr. Chairman, there's been no public comment on this item.
Great, thank you.
So this is a proposed addition,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
and then also a detached garage.
Correct.
And Nathan, did you want to talk about the distance between the two of them?
Hey, talking to the zoning today, we don't think the detached garage will meet setback requirement. So, since we're not approving the aesthetics of the garage, you could approve the addition, but I want to make sure that that you clarify that it does not give you any approval for the detached garage unless it meets all zoning requirements.
Okay.
I did have a phone call from a neighbor that the backyard's flood pretty bad, so we might have to get some engineering plans involved as far as water runoff. I think tentatively talking to zoning, it might have to be set back farther and or more away from the property line, but we can go over that if you want to talk over the phone tomorrow or the next day.
That's fine.
That said, the design of the garage does look nice. Let's go to the addition real quick.
Yes.
So we're matching existing materials, that brick, I can't read from here.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's roll around it.
So, front elevation,
That's existing.
yeah, so this is existing, proposed, so, the door and window would be
Right,
filled
so,
in.
did you guys understand the comments, where, you see those patches? Carrie showed
Yes,
us to-
so we'll use the existing material that we get from the back and patch.
Yeah,
the front with
you'll
it
be
as much as we
happy
can.
doing that, okay. Cool.
So it'll blend in a little better.
Other than
Yeah.
that, I think it's fine. I mean, somebody wants to make unless, any comments from the commissioners?
No, it looks fine.
Julie, you want to take a stab at this one?
Do I need to do something different, like eliminate the garage, because that's not what we're looking at?
Well, Appearance Commission does not review a garage. You could just make a comment that
The look of it?
comply with all zoning
Okay.
aspects.
Okay, so I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case number 2020-018A at 9414 Keystone. As presented, except we are excluding the garage in our approval, although we like the looks of it. It's dependent upon zoning approval.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
No opposed, so passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good luck
thank
with,
you.
good luck with the garage. It'll be nice.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna call case 2020-019A, 8939 Karlov Avenue. Michael Lorge, first floor addition. Staff comments are, staff has no objections with the overall design. However, consideration should be given to lowering the ridge line of the new addition slightly, which will in turn lower the eave line and provide the opportunity to provide gables that complement other existing gables in the front elevation. Tom, would you like to swear in the petitioners? Any public comment?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, hold on, you're muted. Tom's muted.
How's that?
There we go. You beat me to it. Okay.
Anyway, starting again, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back and look at it.
So this is the existing house through here, so this is the addition
Uh-huh.
here. Front elevation.
So, that's,
And this is the house
right, so,
in the addition area.
right. So let's go back to I'm just trying to understand the comments. I understand that we've got that gabling, which looks good on the existing home. that basically the garage that's there now, that's existing, and we're adding on to the left, right? And it kind of wraps around to the backside.
Yeah, so it wraps around. So the addition eave is up here, and then the existing garage is down here. So the suggestion was to possibly lower it so the eave line matches for both, is something to consider.
Yeah, I don't know if the petitioners, I'm not sure what the use of that space is, if they need that height, you know what I mean, so.
So basically, talking to the petitioner, it is a family room with a cathedral ceiling, and that's why the windows are at a higher height. One suggestion I had for Carrie is maybe we let the overhang come as close as they can, because the electrical power comes over there, but it won't lower it much. It would just lower it by a few inches. Is that the power lines that we're seeing on the picture there? On the Carrie, go back to the side
Right
of
there, is that the meter?
The meter.
That's the meter there.
They put
So
it-
I was wondering if we brought the overhang a little bit, just short of the. It's just going to lower it, Mike, by 6 inches. It's not going to make a big difference.
I don't have a problem if the petitioner doesn't have a problem, I mean, Michael.
Can I, yeah, what we're trying to do with this addition, and Glenn is the architect, he can speak to it. But first of all, we're trying to reduce the sense of massiveness. So the first thing we did is we pushed this addition back. We didn't bring it, as you can see, all the way forward
Right.
to the garage. We're trying to set it back and de-emphasize. And so we wanted to follow the exact same roof line as the garage and the rest of the house. We don't want in any way for it to jump out. And we want to de-emphasize it. And further to the other comment that I guess we'll get in a minute about gabling that, to us it would make it like a valley over the garage and then back up, and as opposed to, again, de-emphasizing this addition, we're using the stone from the front of the house and repeating it there to, again, break up any mass feeling. But
Yeah, I don't think anybody objects to what we're looking at, Michael. I think it was just a suggestion that if you wanted to run gabling over there, but I understand your point too about having the garage door in the middle kind of creates a valleying effect, so.
right. Thanks.
Other commissioners, do you have any issues with what you're seeing on the,
Oh, looks good.
yeah, okay. And then, let me just take one more peek at the side. Yeah. Is your electric meter really attached to your garage?
Glenn would have to speak to this. I think this is where it ends up being moved.
Yeah, it's gonna be relocated. Right now the addition is gonna, so we have to move the meter over, but the actual, it's actually in the garage, right, Michael? Your box.
It comes in approximately where that first window is now.
Yeah, it's just unusual. I've never seen a meter on a garage.
That's where it is now.
Okay. Has everybody, any other comment? Cool.
Looks fine.
Arshana, are you on?
Yeah.
Why don't you throw a motion at this?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I make a motion that the certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2020-019A located at 8939 Carlo Avenue as presented.
Anybody second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Thank you very much.
All right, yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Moving on to case 2020-014A, 5135 Gulf Road. It's a commercial request. We saw this last month. This is the antenna tower on top of that building. I'll read into the comments. The building staff. Staff has no objections with the revised design that includes rooftop screening. Technical items to be addressed include obtaining approval from the Zoning Board of Appeals, which will be a step after this, for a height variation, as they are allowed to go 12 feet above the roof by right. However, the petitioner is requesting an increase the height allowance from 48 to 62, which is which is 14 feet, so it's a couple extra feet. Since the requested height is greater than 10% of the allowable height, the approval must also be reviewed and approved by the village board. Please note that the existing penthouse and vent are obstructions that are permitted to be taller than the main roof. Please be aware that the zoning administrator will review past cases for height variations, which may impact whether or not the height variation will be recommended in the staff report. Okay, so is the petitioner on?
Yes.
Isaac Weiss or Marco Izakovic?
Marco?
Marco, yes, Marco.
Okay, great. So, Tom, will you want to swear in Marco?
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
And just to be clear, Marco, basically what those comments are telling you is we're going to look at this from an aesthetic standpoint. After it gets past us, you've got a couple more steps to go, okay?
Correct, yes.
Cool.
Mr. Chairman, there's been no public comment on this.
Great, thank you very much. Let's give it a look. Now, yeah, we're familiar with this, just show us kind of the change.
So there are two scenarios with different color
Okay,
scheme. So,
sure.
so this is a view looking east. So if you focus right in there, that's the screening. And then the screening will show up here.
Okay,
And this is colors to match the existing brick on the building. And then the other option looks similar here, but here they added white to match the other portion of the
I
building.
can't even tell.
Yeah,
The white on the lower, the white was on the lower roof.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So this is like the footprint of
Okay,
the screening here.
Go back and show us, now that I know I need to look at the lower roof.
Yeah.
There you see a very dab of a white box there.
And what would it have,
Yes.
what was the other
And the other
scenario for
one, close your eyes and open.
that? Okay, I got it.
There you go. Now it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think the white's probably the way to go. I don't know. What does the building owner like to do there?
He's open to either or.
Do any of the commissioners have any comment on it? Do you care whether it's, do you want to grant them an either or?
I like the white below and the
Okay,
above, personally.
okay. Anybody else have a?
I like either or. Give him the choice.
All right, we'll go, since he's either or, and we have a commissioner that would prefer to see the white, let's, Julie, why don't you make a motion for the multicolored effect, white low and brick color high,
I mean, if you're okay with that, I'll do it.
right? Does anybody care? I didn't mean it that way. Does anybody, have a differing opinion? Other than Tom just saying either or.
It's better than blue, let's
Right.
put it that way.
All right, cool. Julie, why don't you make a motion?
Okay, I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2020-014A at 5135 Golf with the screening on the lower roof to be white and the screening on the upper roof to be matching the brick
Anybody second?
color.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. All right, congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
And that concludes all of our cases for this evening. Considering that this was a new virtual meeting, and I'd like to really commend Matt and Carrie especially for navigating this whole system. So
Thank you, guys.
you really made it easy. So with that said, we'll see you in a month, probably under the same circumstances.
Yeah, possibly,
Perhaps.
yeah. Or some
we'll see.
variation
Or some
of it.
variation. So, meeting is adjourned.